welcome back to my channel. My name is Melissa and I'm a qualified nutritionist. My aim is to help you achieve your nutritional goals, provide you with expert nutritional advice and tips just to help you break you through your obstacles. If you're new to this channel, welcome to my channel and don't forget to subscribe. If you want any further updates about the upcoming videos, feel free to hit the notification bell so that you get a notification every time I upload the new videos. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about fats. So if you want to get some more information or some more knowledge on the types of fats that are there, why they're important and how they affect your body, and also if you need some practical steps on removing bad fat from your diet, then this video is for you. It's going to feel like a little crash course, but I want you to leave this video having some idea or more ideas around this topic. I want you to feel empowered to make further changes necessary to your diet. Maybe you already have a high cholesterol and you want to make some dietary changes. Then this might be one of the steps that you need to take to just get your cholesterol back on track. If you like this video, feel free to give this video a thumbs up, as it will really help my channel. You can see right in front of you, these are just some of the examples. They are not all the examples of why fat is important to our health. So in general, fat is a source of energy that our body can use. It's mainly in the situations where people have less carbs, or they're on a very low carb diet, or they've excluded carbs totally. Then your body is going to have to rely on fat as a source of energy, and that diet is normally referred to as the keto diet, where people cut out carbs completely and your body is being forced to burn up the fat, therefore leading to weight loss. But that is not a sustainable way of losing weight. But again, fat can be another source of energy. It also helps our body to absorb vitamins, and this is very crucial for our body. So for example, we've got vitamin A that our bodies need for our eyesight, vitamin D, vitamin E that is good for great skin and to just slow down the damage that is happening in our body. If again we don't have the right types of fats in our body, then it can slow down the absorption of these fats into our system. So it's very difficult for these fats to get in our system without these fats from our diet. Okay, so we've got fat also is helpful to make steroid hormones such as estrogen and testosterone. So they're just responsible for allowing hormones to enter our cells and maintaining their optimal amount. And to add on top of that, fats help us with keeping our insides healthy, and also to keep us warm and cushioning. There's so much that fat can do, especially if it's the right type of fat for our system. So I'm sure you're already getting a feel of what it can be like if you are to cut out fats from your diet. It can affect hormone regulation, it can affect your metabolism, it can affect your vitamins being able to work properly and come in and do their job. So you can see that cutting out fat from your diet is not going to be a good idea. So let's talk about the types of fats that are there. So we've got good and we've got bad fat, and the good fat is the one that just allows things to flow smoothly. You can eat them and things can still work just as fine. And that fat is called unsaturated. Don't worry about the name, but I want you to remember that good fat is the one that just maintains the normal blood flow. And in terms of the examples, the ones you can see, so they're mainly plant-based. It's mainly the seeds, the avocados, etc. And you've also got the fish oils. They tend to increase the good cholesterol inside your body. So what that means is it helps your body collect cholesterol from the blood, send it back to the liver where that fat is used to make other things such as hormones. So that means it just helps the cholesterol to get recycled. But if you eat bad fat, for example, makes your body take the fat from the liver into the blood, and then it can make your cholesterol go high. So this just the good fat that you can see, they just help with reducing the risk of heart attacks and strokes, etc. And again, we've got olive oils, we've got nuts that help you. Certain type of nuts might have a bit more good fat than bad fat, but that doesn't matter. All you just have to know is nuts are a good source of the good fat, and also fish such as kippers, herring, trout, sardines, salmon, and mackerel. Okay, the other thing that I want you to just keep an eye on is good fat still contains calories, so you still need to eat sensible amounts. Okay, so if you are to put a lot of olive oil on your salad, for example, that's still calories. And if you're not as active, that can also lead to weight gain. And when you increase your weight, it can lead to other health issues. So if you really want to reduce your risk of heart disease, for example, it's best to reduce your overall intake of fat and also swap bad fats for good fats. Okay. Let's look at some bad examples. So these are the bad examples, and these are the types of fats that are found in many foods which are sweet and also savory. And most of them, they come from animal sources, including meat and meat products such as your yogurts, your milk, etc. And some of them may also come from plant foods such as palm oil and coconut oil. And I know coconut oil is used by a lot of chefs that I see on TV, but it's not healthy for your body. Other foods that are high in saturated fats include the cuts of red meat, for example, processed meat such as sausages, spreads such as butter, ghee, lard, as well as margarine, and the list goes on. Processed foods such as cakes, biscuits, donuts, the nice yummy stuff, pretty much. They contain these bad fats, and what they do is they build up slowly into your blood vessels, and then it blocks the flow of blood in your body, and that can again lead to other health diseases such as cardiovascular disease, heart disease, high blood pressure, and even high blood sugar. It can start increasing. So when one thing starts to creep up, everything else starts creeping up in your body, so you just need to be careful. We also have what is called trans fats, and we find them mainly in food and popularly in margarines. So they are made, you can also find them in animal products, because they are made in the gut of an animal. They're also made by the industry, so you find them in margarines, and they're also made in the kitchen. So when you reuse oil, so for example, if you've got a deep fat fryer and you use oil, you use it again, by the time you use it more than 2 times, your oil can start turning into trans fats. You can also find them in takeaway. I don't know if you've ordered something and then you let it sit overnight and you see that thick layer of fat on top of the food, especially sauces, and then that also trans fat. So that is also responsible for blocking up the system. You can also find trans fats in pastries, cakes, fried foods, takeaways, etc. And also, if you want to be able to see on your food labels, it won't be written as trans fat. It's written as hydrogenated fat or monodiglyceride, etc. But what I just want you to take away is have an idea of what good fat is, what bad fat is, and how they affect your body. The good fat is the one that maintains the normal blood flow, so it helps clear up the cholesterol, take it somewhere for it to get recycled. And the bad fat is bad because it takes it back into the blood, make it build up until it blocks the whole system, leading to heart attacks, strokes, and in some cases premature death. Right, so quick question. If you were to swap from using coconut oil, which we've identified is a bad type of fat, to olive oil, which is a good type of fat, do you think you lose weight? Okay, so if you want, I just want you to pause this video, have a quick think, and let me know what you think. If you can comment in the comment section, swapping from coconut to olive oil, is it going to help you lose weight? No, sadly and surprisingly, it's not going to help you lose weight. I've had a few clients that say to me, I have olive oil, I have this, I have that in my salad, but still I'm struggling with my weight, because fat has the same amount of calories regardless of the type. Okay, what just makes it different is the type, because we've identified that coconut oil is bad, it clogs up the system. Olive oil is good in the sense that it clears up, it helps to clear up your blood from cholesterol. That's the only difference. However, if you are to add a lot of fat to, or add a lot of olive oil to your foods, and you're not active, you are going to put weight on. When you put weight on, again, there are the serious health consequences. Okay, so remember, swapping from one type of fat to the other is not helpful for weight. However, it might be just good for your system. Okay, so lower fat options, are they good? I know, again, a lot of people that tend to go for these, and I don't blame people, because the manufacturing industry, they're using this to capture the eyes of the consumers or us. So when you see this, you're gonna think, you know what, that's a better option. But remember what we spoke about in the previous video when we were talking about food labels. If you haven't watched that video, please make sure you go and watch that video. We spoke about food labels and what happens in the food labeling system. So when fat is reduced, another item in the ingredients is increased to make sure that they compensate for the taste and the flavor. And in most cases, it's sugar, it's salt, or it's both. Okay, because those are the three main things that make food taste nice. It's either fat, sugar, or salt. So if you are to reduce salt, you might need to increase fat. If you're to reduce sugar, you might need to increase salt, and the list goes on. So it might seem like it's a shortcut, you know, like, let me just have something that's 50% lower when it comes to products. However, if you're not active, you might end up with the same effect, because when they've increased the sugar and you don't exercise, that sugar, it's stored up as fat in your body. Again, it can lead to putting weight on. Again, if you've not watched the video, then feel free to continue. The only time this principle doesn't work is when you're looking at meat. So when you're trying to buy red meat, for example, there are some options for you. Some will say 5% less, 20% less, 50% less. That is the only time it is helpful. But if it's processed products, such as the ones that you're looking at on the screen, then it's just, you've got to figure out what is better for you. If you live an active life, it might be helpful because you can burn the sugar off. But if not, then it's not going to make a difference. Right, so I would love for you to comment in the comment section what you think you can do to eat less of the bad fats. So the stuff that clogs up our system, the snacks, the red meat, the processed foods. What can you do to eat less of that? And what can you do to include more of the good fat in your diet for you to have a healthier lifestyle? So that's the nuts, the healthy fats, the fish, the olive oil, rapeseed oil, etc. What do you think you can do? Okay, so let's talk about the practical ways on how we can cut down on the bad fat that is responsible for increasing cholesterol in our blood, and therefore leading to increased risk of heart attacks, strokes, and premature death. So for example, it can be breakfast. Maybe you're making toast and you want some egg. Then you can look at better ways of cooking that egg. So that can be boiling, that can be poaching. Maybe you want to make a scrambled egg. You don't have to add butter to it. Also, if you want to make a fried egg, then you can use rapeseed oil or the spray. Please do not fry on high temperatures with olive oil, because it burns. Once it burns, it turns into a bad fat. So things can go from 0 to 100 real quick. When the temperatures go up, olive oil will not be your friend, it becomes your enemy. So by all means necessary, please avoid using olive oil. If you are frying things on high temperatures, it's best to use rapeseed oil. Okay. We also have making casseroles or using a non-stick pan, for example. That can really help on the amount of fat that you're adding, especially when you're using the spray. This has got 1 calorie per spray, which is really helpful. So non-stick pans, they are quite popular these days, and I don't know if there's any specific brand that's better than the other, but whatever you can get your hands on that can be helpful with your spray. It helps food not to stick to your pan, and it helps you limit or cut down on the amount of fat that you need to add so that your food doesn't stick to your pan, and that can help with the calories you're consuming. Okay, so we also got limiting ready-made snacks. So that can be something as simple as crisps or popcorn, etc. So you can make your own if you can. Maybe it's a movie night and you just want to have something with your family to just munch on whilst you're watching a movie. Then it's best to make your own. It's cheaper. 1 bag can last you longer. You can pop them again, and you can add the stuff that you like, that is healthy for you. There's also nuts. For example, you're at work and maybe you need some munchies whilst you're at work. Instead of crisps, you can get some nuts. Just make sure that they're not the honey glazed or some fancy nuts that's got already coatings on them, because again they've got the sugar might be high, the salt might be high, and also the fat added to that food might also be high. So if you can just get normal ones or the ones that don't have salt onto them, that'll be great. Also, if you maybe you've come back from work and you just want a quick pudding, for example. So instead of buying something on your way from work to home, you can always find recipes that can allow you to just make something quickly and enjoy, because that can be healthier in the sense that you're not adding too many additives or preservatives to that. It's got those ingredients. You're in control of the type, you're in control of the amount of fat and sugar that you're adding. So it can be a quick mug cake where you add all the ingredients together quickly, you pop in the microwave, and within the next few minutes it's done. The other thing I wanted to stress on is the processed meats. So processed meats have been preserved by smoking, adding salt, curing, or even adding chemical preservatives to them. So they are convenient, and in some cases they're even affordable, but the only thing is they can be very high in fat, in salt and sugar. So all the things that we're trying to avoid. That's why they taste nice. But we're trying to make healthier changes here. So what you can do is you can opt for leaner meat instead, or you can make your own if you can. So if it's a burger, instead of buying one that's already made, you can buy the lean meats, and you can make them yourself at home. Again, we're trying to reduce the risk of cholesterol piling up in our system and causing us serious health issues later on. The other thing you can try is swapping the red meat, or replacing some of the red meat, because red meat also has the bad fat, but the leaner the better. If you want, you can do 50-50, or you can even just completely substitute the whole portion of meats with legumes, such as for example lentils. They're great. You can if you're a meat eater, you can use the spices and the herbs that you use to your meat, you can use them in the lentils. That way they taste nice and they're not as bad. Okay, also fish, including fish in your diet can really help cut down on the amount of meat you're eating. So if you like your meat, you can try including fish in your diet. So that can be canned fish, it can be frozen. There's different types that you can get out there. Then there's also cheaper options. Just can help with including fish in your diet. Okay, so what I want you to try and do this week, I would like for you to create a meal plan, a menu plan, some will call it. If you want, you can download it in the link that I put in the description box. You need to figure out what you need to do to create a healthy meal for your week ahead. So you can try planning for a meal, one meal a day. For example, it can just be breakfast. Maybe you can plan your breakfast for the rest of the week, or you can just plan your lunches, or you can plan your dinners for the rest of the week. And then with time, you can add on more and more. So maybe you can do breakfast and lunch until you get to the breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Okay, so we're taking one step at a time to make sure that we're getting the hang of it. I want you to figure out ways that you can cook your food that is ways that are more healthier. So you can research and try the cooking methods besides frying. So it could be stews, it could be casserole, slow cooking, roasting if it's meat. Have a look at more vegetable-based recipes. So try to add vegetable-based meals twice a week instead of eating red meat every day. We now know that red meat contains the bad fat that increases the cholesterol, that blocks our system and causes heart attacks. We can also try some fish. We've seen that fish has got the good fat, so we need to try twice a week, so that again that fish is getting in our body, helping us to take out some of the cholesterol from our body in order for us to be healthy. Maybe it's a matter of you taking out, not adding butter or not putting butter on your toast, or maybe finding a healthy alternative. Maybe it's adding some nuts. It's up to you. What do you think you're going to try this week? I want you to comment in the comment section what you are going to try in order to make your meals healthier from the fat perspective. Figure out what works for you. Encouraged. So if you've got any questions, any thoughts about what we've discussed today, feel free to send me an email at siphealthynutrition@gmail.com. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook and Instagram. All you have to do is search Sip Health and Nutrition. And if you've enjoyed this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up. It will really help my channel. And don't forget to subscribe. And guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Until we meet again next time. Have a wonderful day.